I felt like a zombie, just walking through life.
The reason why I never gave up was exactly because of the fire that I have when I act. Those feelings are worth 100 times more than any negative thoughts that I may have when I'm not working.
Pushing my limits to lengths I never thought I am able.
The director wasn't too happy. Deep down, we're all a little bit broken.
We're like trying our best.
This is Rehab Alattar.
And this is Billie Bozz.
And we're both actresses. We have had a script for our whole life, and we've decided to throw away the script and create this podcast together.
And it's going to be unscripted. We are joined by one passion. We come from two worlds, and we hope that we could connect with you guys on a deeper level.
Okay, so first of all, why did we decide to start Two Tales, One Take?
We honestly decided to start it because this is... honestly, for me, it's a passion project. It's something that I've been wanting to do for the longest time.
Exactly.
I wanted to close the gap between the audience and actors because I feel like so many people have universal experiences where they go through the same experiences. But then with actors, you feel like, and everyone in the film industry generally, they go through things that aren't really talked about. And yet people are so curious about them.
100%, I agree. And for our whole career, we're always given a script. And I think this is the opportunity that we have now to throw away the script and to improvise and to be vulnerable and to speak about us and the film industry and everything that happens behind the camera.
And maybe, hopefully, we'll have guests soon.
Exactly.
So I would love to dive into like the experiences because I feel like we meet the most interesting people in the industry. So imagine if we delve deep into each one's lives and their journeys. I think there's a lot to learn from each single person that you meet. Everyone is always so interesting that we meet,
agree.
right?
That's so
like,
true.
I can't think of a project that I've been on that wasn't extremely like I found extremely incredibly interesting people.
That's so true. Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so how did you start acting in the UK, and like what were the steps that you started with initially?
Okay, so I'm going to start from when I was really young.
Okay.
When I was really young, I used to dress up and do shows to my family. And I knew since I was really, really young that this is what I wanted to do.
She knew who she was from a very young age.
But you know how life is and the system, it conditions you to think within the box. So I got scared. I decided to do something completely different. I put my passion aside for many years and I studied Japanese, which is completely random. I did 2 years of university studying Japanese, and I realized that I didn't like it at all.
Oh my God.
It wasn't my passion.
But do you speak Japanese? No.
So, I mean, I was meant to speak Japanese and I was learning, but it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
So then that was in Spain. I grew up in Spain. And then after 2 years of doing uni, I moved to the UK, which is where I started my acting career. I went to school there and slowly, I started building my career in the UK. It's not something easy. There's a lot of competence and a lot of, people trying to do the same thing.
Yeah, obviously.
So it's very competitive, not competitive, very competitive. But yes, basically I started in the UK and it took many, many years to get my first role. And then suddenly I met my agent, my current agent, which completely changed my trajectory. I think for the UK at least, it's really, really important to find an agent that supports you, that understands the type of roles that you want to go for. 100%.
Yeah.
And then since then, my acting has kind of kicked off.
I do want to answer it. I just like, you can tell how passionate you are from the way you were talking about it. It's always like, there had to be a way where life was going to push you towards that direction, whether you like it or not. Like you literally went to study Japanese. You went to like the UK and then you went to like a billion places and you ended up doing what you're meant to do. You know?
I think if you don't give up, that's why I always tell people who are trying to start, don't give up. This career is going to put so many roads into your path. So many obstacles in your path. And the most important thing is don't give up because you never know what's around the corner. That's the good thing about this career. I think it's every day when you wake up, it's different. You never know when you're going to get the opportunity. You never know when the agent is going to knock on your door. You never know when.
You always have to be ready.
Exactly. You always have to be ready. And as I was saying, it can happen at any time.
Yeah.
So
And I remember you told me before how like in our career there are so many highs and lows. And then like you like this is, in my opinion, this is the tax of the freedom that we get, or like of the amazing career that we want to work on. So we're doing what we love, and it's like incredible because you feel like you're like literally giving from your soul. But then the tax of that would be like
the highs and lows.
the highs and lows are like, oh my God.
It's literally like a roller coaster. You may be like on a project, giving it all, feeling the best that you've ever felt,
Traveling the world,
and then maybe for months or even years, you don't get an audition. So it's you need to be very strong mentally.
Oof.
Very strong.
I think the tough skin develops with time.
I agree.
We are the most people that get rejected, like
Exactly.
this industry is like rejection after rejection. You get more rejections than you get acceptances.
Your career is built by like probably 80% rejection.
Yeah, 100%. That's so true.
You know what's funny? Everyone thinks, oh, models and actors must have like a super big ego, whatever. Deep down, we're all a little bit broken.
We're like trying our best
to not break down every day. We literally hear no's almost every day.
Literally every single day.
Yeah.
I remember. Okay, I'll answer the question now. Since
How
it's
did
like,
you start?
it's like it has a lot to do with the nose. So it was so similar for me in school. I remember they used to do like a lot of plays and a lot of dances, and the teachers would always choose me as the lead because I was always like the one who wants to do it. I'm the one who's willing to do it. I was a kid, I was a child, but I was just like, put me in a nice dress and put me as a lead, you know. I used to literally like model in my house. I would like wear 5 different outfits at the same time, like a dress over like 5 shirts and then 2 pants, and I would just walk in the street and people would look at this child who's 6 and like, what the hell, where are her parents? And in my head it's like, they're so obsessed with me.
You haven't changed then.
I haven't changed.
That's so funny.
So then I remember telling my mom, like, Mom, I want to be on TV. I want to be on TV. And she's like, Yalla, go ahead. You know when your mom tells you something's okay, so if you find the opportunity, you'll just do it?
Yes.
That's exactly what happened with me.
I love that.
I was like 12, like fast forward, I'm 12. I thought in my head I'm gonna like finish school and then go to uni as everyone would. And then I was playing in a theme park with my brother. Yeah. And my brother was like, Rehab, look, there was a lady. He was like, look, she's famous. And I said, no, she's not. She's like not giving that energy. She's not.
She doesn't have the aura.
No, she doesn't have the aura. Like, who are you, you spoiled 12-year-old girl? I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ask her. So imagine I went up to her and I walked up and I was like, excuse me, are you famous?
Who was she?
She was the woman who helped me get into this. She was
no way.
Yeah, she's an actress. Her name is Ashjan.
No way.
I swear. So then I was like, are you famous? She's like, oh, yes, honey, I'm famous. I was like, okay, cool. What do you do? She's like, I'm a presenter here in the theme park. They had their own show and they would show this on TV.
Yeah.
And I was like, perfect. Sign me up. Sign me up right now. She's like,
wait, you were 12?
I was 12.
Wow.
I was 12. And I was like, listen, sign me up. She's like, okay, come tomorrow. I'll let you meet the producer.
She must have loved that. She probably never had a 12-year-old coming to her.
And in her head, I'm probably like, you know how many people come to you and they're like, oh, I want to start, I want to act with you.
And then
like,
they never turn up.
Yeah, sure, you know. And then the next day I turned up. You know what the producer did?
No.
There was like a live. I never told you the
story.
No,
I know this. What happened?
So then there was a live segment where they would choose a child presenter and they would go and like interview people around the theme park. So the producer was like, okay, you want to try this? Yalla, put her in the live segment. Live segment. I've never done this before. I don't even know how to hold a mic.
Oh my God.
I was like, hi, how are you?
Oh, my baby.
You could see me sweating. I was sweating. I could feel the sweat dripping in my back. And then the next year they called me.
Okay.
They were like, we want you on this season of the show. I did that. By that time I was 13. By the time I was 14, they were like, you're
basically
old.
A child actress.
No, I got into this as a presenter, not as an actress. Okay. And then I was like 14 and they were like, you're too old for this now. We need someone who looks younger. I was heartbroken, devastated, but I loved it so much, Billie. I loved it so much. I was like, there's no way I'm not gonna do this. There's no way. So then I started like finding agencies in the UAE, modeling agencies.
Okay.
I was like, if presenting's not gonna work, I'm gonna be a model.
Okay.
So I went and
So you basically wanted to be in front of the camera.
I wanted to be in front. Like I didn't even know. Yeah, I
Yes.
was like just in front of the camera. Khalas, that's it. Khalas. Okay, we're teaching you a word. It's called khalas. It means that's it in Arabic. You will hear it a lot. You know that.
Okay. I thought you were
They
telling
might
me.
not.
Khalas.
Khalas.
Yalla.
Yalla? Yalla means let's go. Or like, go on. Okay. So then, that's when the rejection started. I was 15, 16,
Yeah.
signing up to a billion modeling agencies. At one point, I swear to God, I went to like at least 20 castings. In 1 month, it was September, I remember very well. And like, no one wanted me. No one wanted me. I remember on the car ride back home, I was so devastated and like depressed. And I was like, maybe this is not for me.
Honestly.
And you know when you're a teenager,
Especially you don't your self-esteem is
Yes.
not very strong yet.
at that time I was like, I need to lose so much weight, and I was like excessively working out, not eating enough, you know.
I know.
think you went to
No. I'm just
you?
saying that it's exactly the same thing happened to me.
No
I went to
way.
so many different agencies and they all said, if you lose 10 to 15 kilos, maybe we'll consider you. Or if you grow like 10, 15 centimeters, maybe. And I was
you
like,
went stretching.
okay, well, that's going to be a bit difficult. But the good thing about acting is that you can literally look like...
You need to look real. Yeah.
You can look whatever you look
Yeah,
and still work.
exactly.
So, yeah, sorry, carry on with you.
Then after all the rejections I got, I was like, maybe this is God's way of telling me that I should stick to I didn't even know. I wanted to study like astrophysics or something at that time. And I was like obsessed with like astronauts and the stars.
that's nice.
And I was like, maybe this is my sign to just like let it go and become an astrophysicist or something. I was terrible at physics. I would like fail physics every single day. Anyways, so then I got a call. And it was a director looking for an actress, a lead actress for his play. And his show is a month away and he needs her now. So I'm like, I didn't even know there was theater in the UAE. I didn't even know that. Then I was like, Mama. My poor mom, she was always like driving me everywhere. I was like, Mama, listen, this, let's go. And I just kept praying. And I remember seeing a comet on the way to the...
So it was a night? It
was at night. And I remember like walking to the theater, me and my mom, I saw a comet. And I swear to God, Billie, I'm not making this up. I swear to God. I was like praying, me and her, just like holding hands and praying. Like,
I love that.
I really hope I make it. And I really hope like this career is for me. I went in, I got the role. And I was like, thank God for all the rejections. Because this is like
This is the path that you want to take now.
And that's when I started. When I started acting, I knew I wanted to be in front of the camera. But when I started acting, I was like, this makes me feel the most alive.
I knew you were going to say that word. It's so true.
What did you feel the first time you acted?
Well, same as you actually. When I was at school, they were doing plays and I used to also be the lead. Yeah. And back then I didn't really know why that feeling was. Was it just nerves or excitement or what was it? But I remember that I said, yeah, I need to do something with this.
How old were you?
Same, like really, really young, probably like 7 or 8.
Oh my God.
Yes. And then when I first moved to the UK and I started acting in the drama school, I remember the first play I ever did.
Oh my God.
Honestly, my heart was here.
Oh my God.
I could feel in my tongue my heart moving. Honestly, I was so nervous, so nervous just before going onto the stage. And once I put my foot onto the stage and I started speaking, it's almost like everyone else around me disappeared. Everyone else just suddenly they weren't there. And I just felt so alive, so happy. And in that moment, I decided that no matter what, I was going to do acting.
Wow.
And as we were saying, it's been a lot of ups and downs, difficult moments, a lot of good moments as well, because we need to celebrate those. But I wouldn't change this career for absolutely anything in the world.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
So I feel like we have so much drive and so much passion. It's like a burning fire. But I'm sure that there were points in your career where you were like, there's no way I'm going to continue. I want to know about that point, and I want to know how you overcame that and you are here today.
Yeah, so there's been loads of those, especially when you do a project, it's amazing, and then for a year you get one audition, you get rejected, or you keep trying and doing auditions, you keep trying to do your best, and you don't get them. At that point, you think, okay, maybe what I just did was like luck, and now this is my path. I'm not going to get another job. Also, because this is not a career where, you know, you do this, you first start, then you get a job, then you know that you're going to get the next one.
And you climb up a ladder. That's not like that.
You can literally be on top of the world, and then you do a bad role, and then you don't work again.
Exactly.
You know, so there's no a continuous line that you can take and that promises you that you're going to finish, you know, becoming the actor that you want to become. So there has been a lot of self-doubt. There's been a lot of self-work as well. But the reason why I never gave up was exactly because of the fire that I have when I act. Those feelings are worth 10 times more, 100 times more than any negative thoughts that I may have when I'm not working. So yeah, I wanted to ask you, because you said something very interesting earlier about your mom driving you to these places, etc. How have your parents, how have your like family supported you in your career as an actress?
Honestly, like number one, I couldn't have possibly done anything I've done without their support and their help. That's a fact. But in the beginning, my mom wanted me to be a presenter. When I came up with the idea, she was like supportive of it. But in her head, this is maybe like, you know, when your child comes in, you don't have a child, but like, you know, when a child comes and they're like, I want to be a princess. And you're like, go on, be a princess. Yeah, you go, girl. That's how my mom saw me when I was like, I want to be an actress. I want to be a presenter. I want to be a model. She's like, it's probably just like a hobby. And it's getting her busy, keeping her out of trouble. Go on, baby. So then I started presenting. And she was like, you know what? That could actually be a job that you flourish in. But then when I started acting, she was actually, in the beginning, she was against that. She didn't stop me, and she wasn't like, Rehab, you can't do this, or like, no, don't do that. But she was like, Rehab, I prefer if you don't do it.
Right.
I prefer if you stick with presenting. I prefer if you stick with your studies, and then one day you'll have a stable job. And I was like,
that's not gonna happen.
That's not gonna happen. And then when I started like acting, getting roles and doing well at them, my mom was like, okay, I think she's got a future there. Good. And she just supported me through it all. So good. So it was never like she's stopping me. It was just like she went with the flow with me and supported me in every step of the way.
I love that.
Even with her doubts, even with her like fears. Because I mean, I don't blame. I'm sure it was the same. I don't know what. Like, for a lot of parents, they're very traditional thinkers. They think you go to school, you finish, you go to uni, you get a degree, you go get a job, a 9-to-5 job.
Yeah.
So in their head, that's the safest route. That's the best thing to do for your kids. And some people, like, that works for them amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when I was in school, that's what I wished to have. I didn't know that's not what I'm built for, you know?
Of course.
Yeah. So,
do you know how lucky you are, though, that your mom supported you?
Yeah.
And we need to be very grateful when our parents support us in these crazy ideas. Because
not just like my parents, like not just my mom, my sisters as well.
Your family.
My family, my friends.
Yeah.
Obviously, there were people along the way who are like,
exactly.
Kache bache.
What is she doing?
What is she doing?
I know. But it's, first of all, not many people are strong enough to want to decide to follow their dreams. Mm-hmm. And not many people as well have the support of their family behind that pushes them to do what they want.
Yeah, because without them, like the first time I gave up, I would have given up.
100%.
Khalas.
100%. Yeah. So from here, thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad.
Thank you, Mama. Mama, I love you. I love you. Yeah. And my sisters and my brothers, my family, my friends. I would like to thank God. I would like to thank... What about you? Were they like supportive? What did they think when you first?
My parents always knew that I wasn't quite normal. As in, like, they you know, I decided to take a normal path, and within my normal path, I went to study Japanese. So they were like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, her normal path was like
Japanese. And then after 2 years, I was like, I'm not doing this, and they were like, we knew. Like, when were you gonna, you know, really follow your dream?
They really said that.
They knew I wasn't really gonna do that. So when I told them, khalas, I'm finishing, they supported me with everything. I actually moved to the UK without speaking any English, like at all. So I went there. I lived in a house with like 9 people sharing one bedroom. It was really difficult at the beginning. I was working all type of jobs, bartending, waitressing, cleaning plates, doing everything I could just to like support my living in the UK. But during that whole time, my family was so supportive.
I'm so glad.
They always believed in me. They always helped me financially and everything. So I have to say that if you don't have the support of your family, show them how much you're willing to give, and they will 100% start believing in you.
100%. Because at the end of the day, your family, like, they don't hate you. They don't want, and like, from what I learned so far, they don't want to not support you.
Exactly.
They're just so worried. And they're literally worried for your well-being. They want you to do good at life. They want you to succeed. They want you to make money and live off of it. So I thought for a while, I was like, oh, my mom doesn't like me because she's like, doesn't want me to act, and she wants me to be a presenter. I was like, so like,
that's still really good. Like,
yeah,
you're
like,
not
you
talking
spoiled
about
girl, what the hell, like.
Yeah.
But then I was like, no, like, genuinely, she loves me so much.
Of course.
She's so worried for me.
Of course.
That whenever we succeed, they're happy that we are succeeding. They're happy that, okay, they're doing good. They've got themselves. And honestly, as you said, you have to show them that you are willing to work for it.
I think that's the most important thing.
Because I mean, if you're just sitting there like, I want to be famous, I want to be an actor, I want to be an actress, and like not doing anything, obviously your mom's gonna be like, get up,
go to school,
go work, go do something.
100%.
Obviously.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah,
I agree.
You I think you wanted to ask this question, but like, I'm gonna fire it back at you.
Okay.
What is your proudest moment of your career?
Oh, okay. I think I have two.
Okay.
The first one, and it's what we've been talking the whole time, but I'm not gonna ever be tired of saying it. My proudest moment is to not give up. Because genuinely, for so many years, I received so much rejection that the fact that I'm still here now, that makes me proud.
Wow.
That makes me so proud.
Your answer is like so cool. No one can say
I know,
anything
keep saying
after
the same thing, but like, it's so true.
No, like, that's so cool.
And then the second proudest moment probably was last year. I was here on holidays, and my agent called me. I was out having some dinner, and she was like, Billie, how quickly can you learn the script? And when I read the script, it was in Arabic. Bear in mind, I don't speak Arabic.
Yes. She never spoke Arabic, like, ever.
So she was like, how quickly can you learn this? And I was like, well, I'm actually having some classes at the moment. So
were you?
Yeah, I was taking classes, of course. I was taking classes for like a few months before that.
You kind of manifested that.
Yeah.
I didn't know. You were taking Arabic classes.
I was taking Arabic classes, yes. That's why my agent sent me the script, because I was studying for it.
You are cool. Okay.
And so then she sent me the script, and I was like, okay, I don't know if my level of Arabic is up there, but I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that I get this role. So I went back to the hotel, and I stayed up all night learning the script, memorizing. I sent it the day after, and the director wasn't too happy. So he made me do it like 2-3 times until I received the message from my agent. She was like, the director wants to go and meet you. So I packed my stuff and I went to Ras Al Khaimah, which is another Emirates. And I met him, and he decided to get me on board. And so then I basically stayed in Dubai, and I shot a whole TV series speaking in Arabic and English. So for me, the fact that I managed to, as you said, manifest a role and then do it good and finish it, then to me is like, you know, a huge achievement.
And get called for the second season. Even though the first season, it seemed like your character was done.
Yes. Yes.
And by the way, that's where we met.
Yes. And the second season is actually coming out very soon.
Yes.
So
it might be out by as we
that's
speak.
True. It might be out,
2.
yeah.
Go watch Album 2, because Billie and Rehab are in it. And because it's a really nice show.
It's a really nice show.
Like I would say it was one of the most successful Emirati shows to ever be done in the UAE.
Yes.
So like, I'm just saying. It's a good show.
It's a good show. Yeah. Okay. May I ask the same question?
No, because your answer was so nice.
Don't be silly. There's not like right or wrong. Just give me yours.
I think my proudest moment was one of the proudest moments. I feel like I celebrate my wins, like the small ones and the big ones, so much. So
I love that.
I'm like always proud of myself.
I love that.
Cause
I mean, if you don't love yourself first, who's gonna do everything?
Like, you can't expect people to be. Some people will be proud of you, like out of kindness, but like you can't expect people to be. You have to really be proud of yourself, and like you have to really love what you do, because then that all reflects on any type of work
100%.
that you do. I think one of the proudest moments was when I was shooting my latest series.
We need to talk about that as well.
It's called Kainat, in English, creatures, but let's call it Kainat because that's what it's known for. Kainat was my first lead, okay? And I got it in a, like, the role was mine, and then it wasn't mine, and then it was mine, and then it wasn't mine. And then I found out that it's mine a week before.
A week before?
Yeah, a week before starting.
So how was your preparation process?
It was insane because I had to like study from day to night, prepare myself to be gone for 3 months from home, prepare myself that at one point I'm gonna travel in the middle of the shoot. Physically it was challenging, so I started like working out a lot, even though like I remember those months I wasn't really working out at all.
Yeah.
And it was Ramadan, and Ramadan all I do is eat. So it was like super challenging, and it was like my first lead, a big deal.
Yes.
One of the first horror things to be ever done in the UAE.
Yeah.
It was adventure, and it was like anything, like different than anything I've done before. I went into it. I remember the fear in my body that I felt. At one point, like I had a panic attack on set. On my own.
Did you?
I did. I didn't tell anyone. I was just like panicking on my own, like trying to breathe, because I'm like so scared. I don't want to ruin this. This is a huge chance, you know? So then I was like, okay, Rehab, you have it now.
Yes.
You've got this. Like, obviously, the director, the producer wouldn't give you the role unless they really think
so
you
why
can
were you
do it.
panicking so much? Because it was your first lead and you had a huge responsibility.
That was a reason, but also because none of us has ever done anything horror before.
Right. Okay.
It was new ground.
Yeah.
Imagine everyone on set was like, this is the first time I do something like this.
Yes.
So it wasn't like we have someone to guide us. We
Of
were
course.
all figuring it out.
Yes.
So imagine, like, especially with horror stuff, horror films, horror anything, it like there's a thin line between it looking really cool and really stupid.
Yes. Yes.
Let's be honest.
We all know that.
We all know that. So I was like, it's either gonna be the worst thing I've done or the best thing I've done. So then I remember giving it my all. I remember pushing my limits. That's what I was most proud of. Pushing my limits to lengths I never thought I am able. Physically, mentally, and emotionally.
I heard that you were doing your own stunts as well.
Yes, I was. Have you
Tom Cruise too here?
Have you ever done stunts?
No. I mean, I studied stunts at school, but I never had to do my stunts for a film.
You're very strong. Guys, wait. She has a black belt? She has a black belt taekwondo?
Second dan karate.
Karate.
Yeah.
I am scared of you.
Don't be silly.
You could do stunts
After
like that.
After your stunts, after what you had to do.
Are you scared of me now?
I'll
I'm
step
just
back.
like,
I'll
yeah.
step back.
You should like be scared. Like I have
I know.
muscles.
You wouldn't kill a fly.
Honestly, I'm scared of
What did you say? Spider-Man?
spiders. Listen, I'm not scared of everything.
Yeah.
Some things, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I
everything.
also heard that whilst you were shooting, there were snakes, there were scorpions, there was everything on
Which
set.
literally are the most things I'm afraid of in this world.
Yeah.
And I would see...
We're safe.
Clear out the
We're
energy.
safe
Clear
here.
out the energy. So, yeah, I did that. I gave it my all. I
Yeah.
did my best. And then at the end of the shooting, they always like clap for you because you're done.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Rehab rapped, Billie rapped, and I don't know what. I remember like how everyone just stood there, clapped at me, and they were all smiling at me, and I was like, me? You guys are so nice, stop. And I just like kept crying.
Oh my God.
Because like it was a whole journey of doing things that I genuinely thought was impossible.
I love that.
And then like finishing that and like doing it and
I really
finishing
like
the whole
that.
project.
Yeah, that's really difficult as well about what we do. We get so involved in a project for like 2-3 months. We create a family. We literally spend not 24 hours because we sleep on our own, but like 16 hours a day with the cast, with the crew, with everyone. And then suddenly, boom,
Yes.
gone.
Yes.
And we don't see them anymore and we don't live with them anymore. And it's like,
You barely talk to them.
But I miss them.
Yeah,
I
you
wanna
barely
see
talk to them
again.
Right? That's what I was saying with the universal experiences that everyone goes to the first day of school. everyone goes to the first day of work, uni, getting a car, getting your license. There are universal experiences that we all go through. But with actors, you go and you create a whole life for 3 months. You create a whole routine, a whole like thing, and then suddenly you don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
And then you have to be okay with living your normal life and then going back and creating something completely new.
That's so true.
So imagine like people go and they change jobs every 5-10 years, sometimes 3 years, sometimes
Imagine
20.
do that a couple of times a year, hopefully.
Please. Hopefully. Many times a year, inshallah. So it's insane.
Yeah, I know. I have a question for you, Rehab.
Okay, tell me.
Was there a time in your career that you ever considered giving up?
So many times.
Really?
Honestly. Yeah. So especially in the beginning.
Okay.
Maybe not the past 3 years. The past 3 years, I've been very lucky to work on projects that I genuinely love.
Yes.
Like, you know how in our industry, you'll work in projects that you hate sometimes. Not hate, but like not enjoy.
You don't resonate as much.
Yeah. But like I was lucky enough to work on things that I absolutely love.
Yeah.
Roles that I've enjoyed so deeply.
I love that.
But before that, yeah, for sure. I thought like, okay, 3 years ago or 4 years ago, I was working a job and...
Can we say what it was?
No, not at all. I will never... Not yet.
Okay, because funny enough, it was we both had the same job, but okay.
Yeah,
we will say in one of the episodes
listen,
we will...
If you guys ask for it hard enough, we might
say it.
Yeah. But it was a job that I just did not enjoy. And in my head, this was like me climbing up the career ladder. And it was the bottom of the ladder.
Is that how you felt with that?
Yeah, because it was like a situation where you could go and work
okay.
other things within you.
Yeah, okay, interesting.
Yeah, so I was like, I remember this one time.
Yeah.
I was busy with uni, I was busy with the job, and I was busy with like a very small role shooting every now and then. Then I remember crying and like praying to God. I was like, please God, you know what I love, but I'm not strong enough to quit my job and do it yet because I don't know if it's the right thing or not. And I just need you to send me a sign that if this is meant for me, if this career is for me, please God, like send me a sign or do it for me. I don't even want to do it. I want you to do it for me. I literally said that. I was like crying so much. And I had told myself I'll go ask for a transfer in my job. If I get the transfer, that means this job is meant for me. If I don't get the transfer, it means I should go work on my acting career.
Okay.
And then I was like, khalas. I went to my manager and I was like, listen, I need to talk to you about something. I'm asking for a transfer. He was like, okay. He gave it. And then I was like, so happy, but inside me,
sad because you weren't gonna...
I felt like you have sucked the life out of me. The whole day I was celebrating, but like, I remember being depressed for a week after. Like, genuinely depressed, Billie. I felt like a zombie. Like, just walking through life. I was like, okay, khalas, this is God's sign, and I don't know what. And then suddenly I get a call from one of my all-time favorite directors. His name is Al-Fustanjur. He was the first one I did, the first big character in a series with him. He genuinely believed in me. From how much he believed in me, I believed in myself. He was that kind of person.
That is so important.
Yeah. So then he called me. He was like, hi, Rehab, how are you? What have you been up to? I thought he's calling to say hi. You know, Arabs, we call to say hi sometimes, you know? And then he's like, I'm like, I'm so busy with work. I have uni, I have this and that. I was like, okay, so if I ask you to come to Saudi for a casting.
Drop everything.
You're not going to come. I said, what? I'm joking. I don't have anything.
Drop everything. I'm there tomorrow.
I dropped everything and it was like things that you cannot drop. So then I went to Saudi. I did a 5-day casting. I learned an accent I've never spoken before. And then by the 5th day, I got a call from my manager telling me they're letting me go. And it was the same day I found out I got the role.
Wow.
I was like, if this is not a sign.
That honestly, that's so crazy.
Yeah. So that's the last time I was genuinely like ready to give up.
Yes. I love that.
And you?
If I ever... Again, so many times. But yeah, as we've been saying the whole time, like the importance of not giving up, it's crazy. Even if your mind, especially your mind plays very like crazy game sometimes. It forces you to stay in a comfortable place. It forces you to go back to your job. It forces you to just not take risks. But that's not really how you learn. That's not really how you grow. So yeah.
Some people like that though.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm saying for this career, if you want to make it in this career, if you want to even start in this career, being comfortable is definitely not the way that you're gonna.
The only way you can be comfortable is with being uncomfortable.
100%.
Like that's like my motto in acting.
You're gonna be uncomfortable meeting directors, meeting producers, being in front of the camera.
On set.
On set, you're being uncomfortable. The first, like, I always think that the 20 minutes before going on set of your first day of shooting, after like a few days or after a week or whatever, then you get comfortable and you get to know everyone. But the first day, when you don't know anyone and you go on set,
you're like aware of every single cell in your body. You feel exposed. You feel vulnerable. You feel naked. Yeah, literally. Like, oh my God.
It's not just the director and the actors. There's like a crew of like, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 people are not around you.
Yeah.
They're just like looking at you.
Yeah, and in your head, which is not necessarily true. Everyone on set is like,
judging
why
you.
her?
Yes.
Why her?
Yes.
Why her?
Yes. Oh my God. I remember when
I wonder how she's gonna do.
Yeah. I remember when I started shooting that TV series that we did together, when I had to speak Arabic, I got on set the first day. And again, my Arabic wasn't as good as it should have been.
You did amazing.
But honestly. I did good. And I got there and everyone around me was Arab, except for me. But I was the only one who was speaking Arabic. I froze. I literally froze and I started sweating. My face became red. And it's on those moments that you either take charge and you say, okay, I've got this. You breathe and you do it, or it could literally break you. So you need to get comfortable in the moments of tension, in the moments of feel like you're not good enough, in the moments that you doubt yourself. In that moment, I was like, why am I even here? Like, why me?
Why am I doing this
exactly.
to myself?
Why am I forcing myself to be in a situation that is so uncomfortable? So, yeah.
We never talk about how addicting that gets, though. Of
it
like
is. Of just putting yourself in uncomfortable. I mean, look where we are now.
Before we started this episode, we were like so nervous. I woke up this morning. I was like, do I really want to do this?
We're starting.
Oh my God. Like, oh, this is scary. But I was like, charge through this, Rehab.
Yeah.
This is the inner dialogue that you always have. In every single, like, I know for a fact, it feels like these emotions feel like someone is literally holding you down with chains, like heavy chains.
100%.
That's how it feels. I'm not even exaggerating. That's exactly how it feels. And you just have to like mentally pick yourself up and decide to look good, pretend to feel good, pretend that you're fine within these chains, like these feelings of chains all around you.
100%.
And then suddenly, once you're like actually getting comfortable, the chains break free.
That's so
and
true.
you're like finally like, okay, now I'm
true.
free and I can move, I can breathe, I can breathe. I forgot how to breathe.
Oh, that happened. That happened. Yeah. Okay, so I've got one last question for you.
Yeah.
If you could go back in time to a 15-year-old Rehab, what's one piece of advice that you will give her? It doesn't have to be acting related, just in general, life.
I know what you will tell yourself.
Yeah.
You start.
I mean, back then, when was that? Like over almost, I'm really bad at months, like 12, 13 years ago.
You're not bad at that.
I would say, buy some Bitcoin. And hold it. Keep it there. Forget about it. Leave it there and then congratulate me later. Say thank you later.
Aside from the Bitcoin advice, like, what else would you give yourself advice?
I will say life will get tough. But everything will be fine as well.
That's nice.
There will be a very difficult moments in your life, but you will get through. And you will get to the point where you will look back at the mistakes that you've done, at the things that you've learned, and even the worst things that you did will serve you as a lesson.
Yeah, that's amazing.
What about you?
That's so nice, Billie.
You're so silly. And what about yourself?
I think that I was so afraid of being myself my whole life, especially like when I was a teenager, even though I was myself.
A cool teenager.
No, I wasn't very cool. No,
You
no,
weren't
no,
very
no,
cool,
no,
no?
I wasn't.
Okay.
I was the girl who got bullied.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't know how to stand up for myself. Like I did it like I was so afraid of being myself that the moment I started being myself, that's when everything fell in place.
Oh, I love that.
So I would go back in time and be like,
Just be you.
Just be you. You don't have to impress anyone. You don't have to impress your friends. You don't have to pretend to be someone you're not. Just be you. And you're amazing as you are. Honestly.
You are. You really are.
Baby.